Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us again for the 10K Project. We are here this week with another amazing founder. We are actually bringing back a return guest. Tim Wright is joining us from Dome Audio Inc. We are super excited. They're on the last leg of their campaign, just 20 days left in this leg of this campaign, this phase of this raise. We've got Rutgers grad, NFL Super Bowl champ Tim Wright gonna tell us all about what they're doing at Dome Audio. Before I turn it over to him, I am going to pull up the campaign page so that for anyone who's new and was not able to see this campaign when Tim came back in August of 2021, as we were just reminded, then you can see the campaign details now. So I am going to share my screen. I think you all can see it now. This campaign is actually on Pick Me crowdfunding. We don't come to Pick Me a lot. I think we really just come to it for Tim. And so, but Tim's campaign has progressed nicely. In this round, he's raised $155,671. Like I said, 20 days remaining. All of the deal terms are here, everything you need to know about the campaign. So you just click through, all of the information, the communication channels. You can see the updates. There's a lot of updates he's going to tell us about today. The business description. This is actually a priced round. So price per share is 64 cents. Shares for sale are 390,625. You can see the rest of the information. The minimum investment is $250. So as I always tell you guys, please look at the entire campaign page so that you can see all of the information that the founder has put out here, because they know what you need to see and what you need to know. So go ahead and take the time and look at all of it. You can see Tim's Form C is filed here if you want to take a look at that. All of the information is here. So with that said, I am going to stop sharing because I don't want to delay any longer. I'm going to turn it over to you, sir, so that you can tell us what Dome Audio has been up to.
Yes, thank you so much, Tawana. And it's such an honor and pleasure to be back on here with the 10K family. As we were saying right before we got started, I feel like I'm an alumni now. I did present back in 2021, and I believe that's when you guys first was really getting going, Tawana. And congratulations to the build, the growth, just everyone joining your platform. It's been amazing. I love the mission. I support it. I stand behind it. And I wanted to bring an opportunity back. We consider ourselves on one of our last stops on our way to the moon. And literally, Dome Audio, we've been at this now for the past 5 years. And we've been working behind the scenes, and now we're pulling back the veil and telling our story to the world. So there's many people in the audience today. I've seen a lot of people commenting and saying, hey, I invested back then. So I want to salute you and say, hello. And I hope your new year is starting off tremendously. For all the new folks who don't know who Dome Audio is, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tim Wright. I'm a co-founder, Super Bowl champ with the Patriots, and Chief Strategic Officer of Dome Audio Inc. And we are on a mission to impact the way the world experiences sound. We are the IP developers of the world's first open and closed ear bone conduction headphone. This technology allows you to hear your music while hearing the world around you. We use 4 transducers that sit on the jawbone and the mastoid bone behind the ear, which sends the sound directly into your inner ear. So there is nothing in your ear canal, and that's how you're able to hear the world around you and still have dialogue. But when you want to go into a privacy mode and block out the outside world, you use this component here we call a dome cover, and we classify this as headphone real estate. But essentially, it's an interchangeable component that you attach to the frame of the headphone, and now you can enjoy either the open ear option or the closed ear option. On the face of our dome cover, here's why we call this headphone real estate. So as the company of Dome, we got the opportunity to now do licensing deals with some of your biggest and most favorite brands in the world. For example, this is a concept look we have of our Supreme covers. Since this is Black History Month, the 10K project, I wanted to showcase this to you guys. This is our Pan-African flag concept. So these are just a few looks of the endless capabilities that we have with our dome covers. And now our dome covers are used as conversational pieces to tell stories to different audiences and demographics around the world. So that's a special component that we have. On our technology, we have 4 patents that are now granted. Back in 2021, we may have been around 1 or 2 patents that's been granted, but now we're at 4. We have a few more patents that are under review. So hopefully by the close of this year, 2023, we'll be up to about 5 or 6 patents that's going to be granted. The next phase of our technology over the last 2 years, as we started to develop our prototype, we began to put our headphones on heads of hundreds and thousands of people. And there were folks that started to express, hey, I have challenge in my right ear, I have a challenge in my left ear with hearing, or I'm partially deaf. I'm not sure if this technology will work. No headphones has ever worked for me. And as we were putting our headphones on people who are normal hearing, and we were coming across, 1 or 2 people here and there, their jaw dropped from the experience. And essentially they said the sound as though it was symmetrical from one side to the other. And we were so amazed and so fulfilled that essentially we have tapped a market that is a blue ocean opportunity of 500 million people in the world who has a need and a desire to also want to hear music just like everyone else. And so I started presenting in Clubhouse, which is another social audio platform, throughout 2020 and 2021. And I got introduced to an opportunity to join a medical-based webinar. And the president of Gallaudet University, which is the preeminent school of the deaf and hard of hearing in the world, she said, Tim, you have to bring this technology to campus so that our students and our faculty can actually experience what you're building. We did that back in November of 2021, and we sent shockwaves through the community. From that moment on, my partner, he originally designed dome headphones from his experience with conventional bone conduction headphones. And this is what 99% of the bone conduction headphones in the market look like. So most of us are all familiar with your Beats, your Bose, your Panasonic, that you put the headphones over your ear, it sends the music through your ear canal, goes through your middle ear, and then into your inner ear. That's how the technology works with air conduction. But with bone conduction, it bypasses all of the challenges that are found in the outer ear, and it sends the sound directly into the inner ear. And so we discovered that most conventional headphones out there have overlooked the deaf community. And now we've created a headphone that can bring both worlds together. And that's when we created the One Sound campaign. So all of 2022, we set out to go around the country to attach and gravitate and engage with beta testers so that they can now experience the technology. And we got some of the most prominent influencers from the deaf community come together at our various events to experience it. We recorded their reaction. We provided them the edit of the footage. They put it on their social media, and you should have seen people from around the world saying, Dome Audio just delivered us a gift of sound that we never had before. And so for us as an opportunity as a company, we said, we could have just taken our headphones and impacted the normal hearing world. But with this discovery and identifying a community and a problem, not only folks who already have existing hearing challenges, but folks who also are being exposed, such as our children, such as ourselves in the millennial class, and people who listen to music in regular conventional headphones at a loud volume. We are exposing ourselves to long-term hearing loss. So the last step that we're developing right now is our proprietary app. And our proprietary app is going to unleash features and experiences that's never been realized by no other headphone company. And this is what I mean. Because our design is open ear, you can now go into a museum Or you can now go on a tour, and a tour guide could be speaking through their headphone while hundreds of headphones in the audience is connected, and they can select the language they want translated in real time. So now we're able to have these experiences where you go to live sporting events such as the Super Bowl, right? And now you can watch the game live while getting live commentary through your headphone. There's this disconnection when you're wearing closed-in headphones or earbuds. You literally are disconnected and can't hear the world around you. So with our concept being an open ear concept, full fidelity, that's how we're going to change the game. And so essentially where we are today, we have now activated media, and we have just been featured in Forbes just last week. And I'll show you guys right now so you could check this out. But we have just been featured in Forbes, and this is how we're going to start to tell a story to the world. So we have this opportunity that we're presenting. As I said, this is the last stop that we're making. And just to showcase this to you really quick, this is the article that Forbes had covered and featured on us. And essentially it says, with Dome Audio, Super Bowl champion Tim Wright wants to bring a game-changing headphone to deaf and hard of hearing people. And so they just been so amazed by what we're doing with the impact of the community that we're building, the way that we've engaged with the culture, and the way that that community has trusted Dome. We didn't take this conventional route where we wanted to pour hundreds of thousands of dollars and just mass market to that community with no touch and no engagement. No, we wanted to connect with them with the spirit, one by one, headphone by headphone, and it's been tremendous in terms of the response. So we went to Texas School for the Deaf back in October of 2022 for their homecoming festival. And there was a family there. The husband was deaf. The son was hard of hearing. The daughter was hard of hearing. And the mother, the wife, was recording the response as I was putting the headphones on these folks' heads. And they posted it on Facebook. And literally within 48 hours, there was nearly 500,000 views from people all throughout the deaf and hard of hearing community saying, what is this? Where did this come from? We want it now. We can't wait. We are so thankful that these people have brought this to our community. So to showcase this next example for you guys, just to show you the dynamics of how folks have responded from the deaf world as well as the hearing world, I want to show you this one video really quick.
Oh, this is insane. Holy crap. Wow.
I got a friend of mine who's totally deaf. I got to turn him on to this. I'm a musician. It's Chris. Very nice. Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Oh man, I can feel it. That is incredible. No way. That is awesome. Crazy, right?
I love it. I don't want to scream. It sounds like being at a rock concert.
Are you kidding? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yes.
I love this thing. This thing is incredible. I did not expect it. Super powerful.
How do you want to take it on? This is awesome.
No way would I have thought that. It's wild.
This is insane. It's not even in my ear. The effect is awesome. That is cool. Just
Look out, Beats.
I love it. I'm like,
you don't need stereo. You just need these.
What an incredible technology.
Thank you.
harness the sound. Literally in the future.
So really quick, that's an example of a reaction and response from a hearing audience. But now I want to show you the response from one of our events that we did, like I said, visiting Texas School for the Deaf. This was an incredible video here just to give you some context of how. So this is another feature. Yes, this is another feature. Yes. What up, Dome Nation? One sound, team, one sound. So that was, one particular audience. Here's another one that I want to show you guys. So we talk about transcending all ages with our technology. Here's an experience without the covers, and then I'll show you the experience with the covers with the same audience.
I haven't heard for a long time.
Wow.
He's hearing it on both sides.
Wow.
Damn. You get up and dance with me. Wow. That is. Whoa. Then I don't have to carry a radio or anything just to listen to music.
Amazing.
Wow.
Unreal. Totally unreal.
There it is. Boom.
Unreal.
Dr. Kelly stamped it. There it is.
Awesome.
One sound.
Love
Dome
it.
audio. Let's go. So that was without the covers, and last one here's with the covers.
Wow. This is so cool. Love it. Love it. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. And that's even without the hearing aids. I can hear the music.
So there's a cochlear implant. We're dropping out right now. There it is. There it is.
These are amazing. And they're so comfortable too. You can barely feel them on.
He's gonna have a hard time getting these back.
So those is just a few examples of what
Wow.
we're doing out there. Hold on, let me cut this off, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah, that's just a few examples of what we've been able to do throughout 2022. Whether you're a veteran, and what we realize is that veterans in the military, one of the most common challenges that they come back with when they finish their service is the exposure to loud, gunfire and explosions, and their hearing is one that's been impacted the most. And so there's just so many reasons around the world where, as a company, identifying this need and no other headphone brand tapping into it, we said, this is going to drive the value of Dome Audio and truly cement that platform where, for context, our headphones retail for $499. We chose that price point because we are a premium brand, direct to consumer, and we use a scarcity marketing business model and marketing concept. So essentially, we're creating smaller quantity while driving bigger demand. So it's like your Supreme, it's like what Beyonce does, it's like what Jordan does, it's like what a lot of the brands current day, Louis Vuitton, they have minimum quantity and drive this large demand. So it creates that drive for people to, really want to attain it. So what we're doing with that is we have this ability, again, to collaborate and do licensing deals with various brands. So we're taking our portfolio of IP and all of our patents and trademarks. We're taking a platform to engage with licensing deals. We're taking the opportunity to drive impact with folks who have hearing loss or even in the autistic space. And then we're using the data and the experiences that we're driving with our proprietary app. And that's what we're positioning. So our goal is within the next 18 to 24 months, position Dome Audio for a historic acquisition. And we're here today to present to everyone in this community the opportunity to drive generational wealth for you and your family. This is an exclusive, limited time opportunity. I know the clock says 20 days, but we're now taking this around the circuit. We're now telling this story. Pretty soon, we're going to be here on TV, Good Morning America, The Breakfast Club, and all of these various platforms that's going to be picking us up, Black Enterprise, you name it. And we want to close this out, present this opportunity to you, because very soon here, we're going to open up another round, and the price point is going to be at a super high level. And that's because of all the work that we've put in and where we are today. We've been able to galvanize organizations and institutions and ENT specialists, that ecosystem, the audiology community, and that's how we're going to be able to reach the end consumer, in addition to our own efforts of doing our pop-up shops and all of these engagements that we have. So we're building relationships. Of course, we've had meetings with various big brands from the normal hearing space to be able to work that in. But this concept of one headphone, one sound, and bringing the world together is how we're bringing our experience to the forefront. So I want to thank you all today. As Tawana showed you already with the platform that we're on, I also want to throw out there that if you visit domeonesound.com, you can also get in line to pre-order and be the first in the world to receive your headphone as well. So in addition to investing, you can also pre-order the unit right through that back channel website that we created. And we're here, you know, of course, I'm gonna answer you guys' questions. I can't wait for that. But again, it's such an honor to be back on here and share all the, you know, the great impact we've been able to make and how we're driving this to the moon. So thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. That pre-order website again was domeonesound.com.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Congratulations. You have been busy. You guys have been busy
Yes.
over the last 2 years. What wonderful progress you've made. So proud of you. I've got a couple of questions, and then we're going to open it up to the community.
Yes.
So guys, if you want to go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A, I will get to them. I've got a couple I want to ask first. So I want to talk about the 4 patents that were approved.
Yes.
Can you tell us some specifics about them?
Absolutely. So one of our first patents is on this crescent-shaped design here. The unique element, we have 4 design patents. We have 2 utility patents that's under review. But the unique case about our technology and the human anatomy of the ear is that the 2 bones that's located on the front and behind the ear is truly the only places that you can put speakers to actually drive the experience and the fidelity that we're getting through our headphones. So they would have to come so close by either infringing on our patents, and of course, you know, we're going to receive the benefit of having the patents, right? Or not coming close to the fidelity and the experience that we have on our technology. So that's the first patent that we have. The second patent is our dome cover, i.e. headphone real estate. So when you attach this here, this amplifies the music, but it also gives you the element of the fashion and all the various capabilities that we have to connect with various brands. The third patent that we have is the design that wraps behind the head. So instead of going over the head, we also are going to put, you know, of course, introduce that at a later point that wraps behind the head. And the last patent that we have, my partner, Ben White, who is the IP developer of our technology, he created a design that's a full circle so that any company in the conventional space, like your Beats, your Bo, any of those brands who have a 1 unit, 1 component headphone, if they see what we're doing with this interchangeable nature and say, how can we get into that space now? Because they're writing a new chapter in the experience. That's how we're going to mitigate anybody from just having the ability to pop it on and off. So
Right.
those are the 4 patents that's currently granted.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right. Ben don't be playing.
You don't be playing. You don't be playing.
Covered all the bases. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
The other thing I want to ask is, can you talk a little bit about the 2 to 3 year projections financially?
Yes, I can. So I was actually starting to allude to this, but the $499 price point, the reason we chose that was because we discovered that hearing aids can range anywhere from $3,000 up to $10,000 per hearing aid. And the response that we've gotten from this community, number one, because we didn't classify Dome headphones as a medical device, now they feel like for the first time, they can purchase something that the rest of the world is purchasing that doesn't have the medical connotation behind it. They feel included and like they can walk in venues and be moving around the world just like everybody else. So we're giving a full fidelity experience at a fraction of the price of hearing aids. We also saw that Apple introduced their headphone for actually $549.
Yeah.
And that is a very gaudy, more so conventional regular headphone experience, right? So we said, let's set the mark. $499 as an introductory price point. Once we set the market and the market tells us that the demand is insane, we chose from the very beginning to focus on impact rather than volume. Most conventional headphone brands and founders out there, they will want to create 1 million units of this and put it on the shelves at Best Buy and Target. Now they're relying on foot traffic, walking by 15 different pair of headphones just to say, hey, buy mine. Dome is intentional. We're creating headlines every time we do a drop, every time we do a release, every time we feature an organization or some type of public cause on our Dome cover, and we're telling a story directly to that audience. And so from the projection standpoint, we sell 1 million units over the next 2 years. That puts Dome Audio at $500 million in revenue. With all of the different categories that I said, the IP, the platform that various brands can do licensing deals, the impact we're going to make in the deaf space, and the data that we're driving from our app, a 5x multiple at the minimum from a company like an Apple, a Google, a Microsoft, a Amazon, a Facebook. That's a $2.5 billion acquisition minimum. And we just think about it. 500 million people in the world has never had a headphone experience like Dome headphones. We said 1 million units within the next 2 years, and we're a multi-billion-dollar acquisition. So that's the impact that we're going to make. And that's why we're creating this ecosystem of the network that we have to reach and demonstrate exactly what our technology is doing. That's how we're going to reach that goal.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cannot wait to get mine. Very good.
Absolutely.
Jackie
Yes.
said, congratulations. I invested in Dome in 2021. Are you currently considering making earbuds in the future?
Yes. So what our goal is, because this technology is solving so many different problems and is bringing such a new, surreal experience, we feel that as we demonstrate this, think about how fast 2 years are going to go, because now we're flipping the switch, we're pulling the veil back and telling the world that Dome is here. We did that strategically so no other competitor in the headphone space can see the community that we're embracing and touching, and could say, how can we create something similar to Dome and go reach that community and tell us, a story how we can. No, we chose to work behind the scenes and now tell a story to the world. So essentially, what we want to do is we want to showcase and demonstrate what this technology does. And what we're going to do to introduce it once we go to the mass population. This is another concept that we have with our patents. So right now, these are isolation Dome covers. When you attach it, it amplifies the music, blocks out the outside world. Our next model, when we introduce this in 2024 to the hearing world, we're going to utilize this platform. And I'm giving y'all some behind the scenes 10K project. This is family right now.
All right.
So with this concept, these are essentially countries' flags. 2024, the Olympics is in Paris.
Whoa, yes.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you this real quick. Hold on, let me see. This is our how would you say it? This is our gallery of other concept covers that we have, just to give you guys a behind the scenes look. These are all concepts of brands that we created. But you see this here? Imagine the top 10 countries in the world. And we got the #1 athlete from each country wearing our headphones in their country's flags. We're going to have a campaign where all the fans from that country is watching that one athlete as he's warming up and leading up to the opening ceremony for the Olympics. And we're going to have where the consumers and fans from each of those countries can pre-order their country's flags and dome covers. And that's how we're going to make headlines and do a press release in the media and take it global. And so with those demonstrations, when Apple acquires Dome or Microsoft or Amazon or any of these big, then they would put the resources behind it and then drive that size down to various different technologies, but the job will be done. We will now be providing that ROI to all of our family of investors, and now we'll be a part of that trajectory as they drive it, and now putting millions and millions and millions of Dome headphones out in the world. So that's our goal. We know what our focus is. We don't want to, stretch too far and spread ourselves too thin. We know what we have. We've seen a response from this technology itself, and that's what we're focused on.
Very nice. Wonderful. So we've got a comment in the chat. Raymond Shorter, who is a friend of mine, says, by connecting with the deaf community, you sold me. I have a friend of mine that is one of the leading audiologists in Zambia. I'll
Wow.
let him know about you.
Wow.
One of my friends is also a professor at Gallaudet University. He says, I will be investing. I'm so proud of you, brother.
Oh, thank you so much. No, it's
So Raymond, actually, I think I'm going to connect you so that you can give him that Zambia hookup.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That is amazing. That is amazing. In fact, we identified that the continent of Africa has the highest population of deaf and hard of hearing folks in the world.
Wow.
And a lot of the hard of hearing cases aren't just because of being exposed to loud volumes. They're coming from various diseases and sicknesses that actually cause your hearing to be compromised. And so, of course, we know with the continent and, as we continue to try to pick the whole continent up as a whole, but we know what's out there. We know what's going on, and we identified that in ways that Dome will be able to partner with these bigger companies and, of course, be acquired. We can then start to give back and provide, because again, hearing loss is mitigating the ability to learn. We learn from firsthand experience through the community that English is not the first language for someone who's deaf and hard of hearing. It's ASL. So those are learning curves that community has to go through just to connect with the rest of the world. So us being very mindful and conscious of that through our proprietary app that we're developing, we're going to have game-changing features, speech development, meditation. Each of our speakers work individually. So we all know after a long work day and you just want to relax, you got the kids depending on their age, but you just want to relax and have a peace of mind. And now through our headphone, you'll be able to have these built-in apps, these built-in features through our app that you can now experience and have meditation. You can have your podcast. You can have all type of sound and audio coming right through the headphone. So that's what we're doing. And just on top of that, we are not reinventing the wheel. We're going to partner with the biggest software company that's in language translation, the biggest software company that's in speech development, that's in meditation. And guess what? They already have established consumer base, an established ecosystem. So now we have this cross-pollination of consumers directly to the experience. So Dome is just a platform. We are not spending time reinventing the wheel. We already reinvented the wheel with this, and now we're bringing it to the world. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Ronald said, can we get a unit headset when we invest full price?
Ooh, I like that. So we could talk about that in the back channel. We could definitely talk about, but as we know, as a startup company, every dollar is super critical to the growth and the trajectory. We had to take the pandemic. The pandemic was one that when it all neutralized and the world shut down, the engineering firms out in the world and the contract manufacturers, they only engage with the companies that was already driving them millions of dollars, if not more, in terms of who are we going to spend our time with to actually keep our factory open and isolated to produce what we need for that client? So we had to be creative, and either companies shut down or you had to take the long road to voice yourself and put yourself back in front of that line. So we were able to weather that storm and persevere, and we're still here today. Like we said, I was here in August of 2021, and we're still here today, and we're driving the world, we're driving it forward, and we've been demonstrating the impact. And so we're very grateful, for the trajectory.
Tim, what's the suggested retail price of the covers?
Great question. So
I'm gonna need all of them, right?
Yes.
When they come out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with our branded dome covers, we're looking at somewhere between $50 to $75 a cover, because once these are done by our engineers, these, again, everything I just showed you guys were all in-house prototypes. But there's going to be acoustic lining and technology inside the dome cover that's going to bring that enhanced fidelity and experience when you attach it. So right now with the branded dome covers, we're looking at that range of a price point. But when we collaborate with the Louis Vuitton and the Jordan and the Uggs and all of these different brands, they're going to essentially set the price point based on what they feel their ecosystem can actually pay. So I want to also show you guys this. Let me see if you can see this. So when we introduce the headphone, our DS model with the actual speakers inside of them, can you guys see this?
Yes.
This is our stationary charging case, and this is our branding keepsake. So when we do our collaboration with Louis Vuitton, they'll be able to customize this entire case, which is a charging case. So when you pop the headphones in there, that dome logo right in the middle will light up to tell you how charged it is. Your dome covers, your Louis Vuitton dome covers, you'll be able to fit those right on the side there. And when you close the case up, whether Louis Vuitton, whatever they want to do, they can set that price point at $1,200, $1,500. They can have the case inside of the case be a Louis Vuitton canvas. And now that price point and whatever that licensing price, it might be $900 a unit that we'll receive from Louis Vuitton. That's just one example of one company. We're going to be able to do that across the board with the various companies that we do licensing deals with. So that's the future of what our technology and how we're going to introduce that next phase. So this is what you're looking at. So that price point, yes, that price point. Let me see if I can show you guys just a couple. So this is another look of, a different color scheme. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. What else do we have? We got some treats here for y'all. You might have some kids that play video games. So imagine Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, all of those various things. When we do the Uggs, this is suede material.
I like the look of these covers. These are not stickers on here.
Those are not stickers.
Right.
You
guys are like really doing it and really
Yes.
professionally designing these.
And these are in-house. These are made in-house. So when we do, for example, when we do our collaboration with Uggs, our dome covers can be any material. So imagine the sheepskin on the outside of the cover with the Uggs across it. So it looks like you're wearing earmuffs in the wintertime. So that's what we have the ability to do. Again, this is the look with the Pan-African flag. As you can see, all the materials in the back is limitless. And this is just, Disney here. When you go to Disney and take your family there, walking around different exhibits, everyone could be wearing their dome headphones and hearing, hey, Walt Disney World, back in the 1800s, the line of family, and they open up their first park here, and this is this and this is that, all in real time. This is what we mean by the future of sound, and this is what we're doing. I know y'all like these candy reds. These the candy reds.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
Valentine's Day next year.
Those are nice.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Let's talk about the estimated delivery. Right.
Yes.
So pre-orders are being taken now.
Yes.
When could we expect the delivery of those, and what comes with it?
Yes. So we're looking right now at a timeline of about 24 weeks. Okay. Our goal is to target the fall if not a bit sooner. We're working through right now ways to accelerate the manufacturing and the production. And of course, you know, with these world-renowned engineers, there's various components, especially due to the pandemic. That was one of the next big things. Supply chain was a big issue for electronics and technology companies around the world. And so what we've been able to do is identify 2 to 3 options per component inside the brains of the headphone to choose, okay, what's the lead time? How far out is this particular component? And how does all of this work together like a puzzle? So right now we're trying to identify and find ways that we can collapse time. But once that first commercial product is rolled out, as you guys know, we're going to continue to perfect the units and the whole experience, and taking in things where we can drop updates over the air with our app that's going to drive, you know, more experiences there. But that's what we're looking at from our timeline. We're targeting early fall, but we can accelerate that, and hopefully sometime this summer we can have some units ready to go.
Very good.
Yes.
Michael said, any pop-up scheduled for Washington, D.C.?
Ooh, absolutely. That's a hub. We've been to DC maybe 3 or 4 times already. And we just continue to get invited back to bring that experience. So we're looking here within the next 2 months, because of all the engagement we're now starting to get with media. We know we're going to be over the next, I would say, 7 to 14 days with Black History and the Super Bowl. We're going to be busy. And depending on where all of this exposure gets us now from a national standpoint, who knows where we might be. But we are looking at continuing to drive that experience and set those, you know, essentially set those dates for people to be able to experience Dome headphones. So we're looking at sometime within the next 2 months to be back down there in DC for sure.
Very good. Jackie, it's a great question. Once you purchase the headphones, is there an insurance option?
Great question. So we do have 100% money back guarantee. Yes, we do. As far as the insurance option, now, do you mean insurance on the technology or insurance actually covering the technology? Because we actually got that, you know, presented to us as well as this headphone impacting people from a medical standpoint. Will we have insurance coverage? So just to shine light on that really quick, because we didn't out the box frame Dome headphones as a medical device, we wanted to keep ourselves open and neutral before we put ourselves in a box. But that's something absolutely down the line, you know, if there's an insurance play and the opportunity presents itself where it makes sense across the board, then we can incorporate that. But right now, we know that we're going to enter the space once we actually deliver headphones where there's a money back guarantee for sure.
So very nice. Yeah, that I love that part about will insurance pay for this.
Yes, exactly. Because it just gives more access, right?
It does, but I think what she was asking was, you know, like Apple has Apple Care. Like,
Right,
is there
exactly.
any kind of insurance to insure, but you get money back guarantee? That there's nothing better than that.
Yes, that's right. And as we get closer to delivery, I'm sure, you know, with all the infrastructure and systems out there, that we'll find that right fit for what we have. But again, we're talking about 18 to 24 months.
Right.
When we do these events and these concepts and campaign drops, I mean, these are going to be national and global releases.
Right.
And so by the time we know it, we're going to be underneath the umbrella of Apple. And we're going to have that acquisition, and now Apple's going to be, you know, the one that's going to roll that out. So that's what we're looking at in terms of that short-term objective for us.
Okay. And did you answer my question about what comes with it? Do you get the
yes,
charging case?
Yes.
And
Thank you for reminding me, Tawana. So it's going to come with the headphone that'll come in this portable charging case with the dome covers. So right now what we're doing is, and I'll show you this example really quick. So with the One Sound campaign that we have these concept, where is it? I'm sorry, guys. Let me find the club. There it is. Boom. And then, okay, here it is. So you see this print right here? This is our One Sound print. So we're going to include a pair of bonus dome covers with the actual purchase of the headphones for this pre-order. So it's going to come with the same color of the headphone dome covers,
Mhm.
the portable charging case, the headphone, and a bonus pair of dome covers. So
Nice.
that's what's coming with this pre-order. Yes.
Very good.
Mhm.
Olivia says, hi, Tim. Is it going to be possible to speak to the hearing impaired through this design?
Oh, yes. So in the video I showed you from the Texas School of Deaf, we have this feature within our beta app right now, where literally I can speak through my phone while the person is wearing the headphones, and you can hear my voice through the actual headphone. And she was profoundly deaf, and she was able to hear my voice, and that's why the people was like they were sounding like what she's hearing. So our headphones are the options for someone who's deaf and hard of hearing. They'll be able to switch from a music listening mode to almost like having a hearing aid where they'll be able to hear the world around them, because we have two mics that's on the bottom part of the front part of our headphones. So imagine like AirPods, how the actual mic comes right here and you can talk seamlessly. So that's how one headphone will be able to talk to the next, or one headphone could talk to hundreds of headphones that's connected to it. So we have that feature as well. And then of course, with the speakers driving the sound, it's gonna pick the environmental or the voice sound up through the mic and send the sound and transmit it right through the actual speaker.
Olivia said he got me screaming over here. Olivia, that's how I was when he came in 2021. I got off the call and I was like, yo!
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
Now,
I
make
love
sure
it.
everybody, if you invested before, make sure you grab as many shares as possible. I'm telling you, this is about to ramp up tremendously. We're about to close this down as soon as possible and to pick me. And as I said, bring this to the next stratosphere, and it's going to be, a more substantial raise at a greater share price. And all we've done is we've protected our founding investors. Dome Audio is 93% intact with its equity.
Nice.
By now, most tech companies would have at least given up 40 to 50% of their company just to reach maybe the same point, maybe not even the same point that we're at with Dome. So we've protected our investors. We've gotten people who came to the table that wanted to take the global license for our technology. Some people wanted to buy the entire IP off of our hands. And some people came in saying, you're raising a total of 2.5 million. We'll give it to you now, but we want it at this percentage. And it just didn't fit with the spirit. It was very selfish of them. And we just wanted to protect all of our investors on board. So we said, you know what? It's going to take a little bit more sacrifice, a little bit longer, a little bit more creativity, but we're going to reach that destination. And everybody has been involved. It's going to be a great day. So that's how we've been able to, hone in and really keep everybody protected. And that's where we are.
Very good. Eddie, I was asking myself the same thing. Invest again or purchase? Eddie said,
do both.
That is the
No
dilemma.
question. No
That is
question.
the dilemma. Okay. And Eddie, I'm with you. We may need to talk later and see what
Hey,
you can
definitely, Eddie. Yes, yes.
see. Anonymous says, hi, Tim. I've been following the IG page and have marveled over many videos. I
Right.
thought I heard, but please confirm. Well, and I think you just answered this. Will the headphone function as a voice hearing aid for someone with hearing loss and enable him or her to hear open air voice communication?
Absolutely.
I shared with family as a potential solution, and I need to be able to clearly answer. Thanks again for coming back.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much for that question. And of course, sharing it with your family, but yes, it will. Just a quick story. I went up to Canada last year and we were engaging with an investor. He has a mom who's 99 years old and she's in a caretaking facility. He wheeled his mother out there and he said, listen, my mom can barely hear my voice when I'm right next to her ear talking. I would love to see her response from listening to music and also the feature where I can talk to my mother. We put the headphone on her and she's in her wheelchair, 99 years. She's the oldest person that we put the headphones on so far. It was a blessing. You could see her start to move to the sound. It was incredible. We switched it over to the voice command feature. He went about 20 feet away and started to talk to his mom through the phone. and she was starting to move in a way that she can recognize his voice and has not heard his voice in decades in a way that she was able to hear them. And this is a prototype.
Wow.
We was like, listen, listen, it's transformational. Transformational. Over 3 years now, we've been putting our headphones on people through the community, various parts of the country, now the deaf and hard of hearing, and the reaction has, in whatever way, has been the same in the surreal element of it, but it's been so fulfilling to know that even the autistic, we had about 4 or 5 kids who are autistic. And as you know, in terms of things being on their heads, they're very, very, aware, and very, it was almost like a form of therapy, because when they do have to wear headphones, you're disconnected from your therapist, your parent, your teacher. When you wear dome headphones, it was open and they were able to have dialogue with their children while them being able to listen to different frequencies and sounds in ways they never had before. So that's what we have with the technology, and it's just been incredible.
Love it, love it. Anonymous says, hello, Mr. Wright. This looks like an amazing piece of technology and can change a lot of lives for the better. With the $500 price point, it seems a bit steep for the average consumer. Is there a plan to designate it as a medical device so that the price point can be covered by various insurance policies? And I think you covered that.
Yes.
If you want to go over that again.
Yes, I will. So what we've done to soften the barriers, in a sense, from the price point is, right now we have active on our pre-order page a company called Klarna, and they have Affirm, they have buy now, pay later. They're all essentially the same type of concept, but you can choose whether you want to split the payments in 4, whether you want to pay over 6 months or even 12 months. And that's the way, whether you want to pay it full price now or those various financing options, you could choose to do that. So right now we've integrated that to be able, again, to make it more accessible for everyone. But again, we realize as a company where the market is now starting to shift to this real premium, high demand, the price points are driving even higher if people want to resell it. When we've landed right in the middle of that space where, again, it's a fraction of the price of hearing aids. It's a new experience that the desire is so insanely, for hundreds of years where people has not had this experience, and now they do. And then, of course, for the normal hearing community, what we see with Beats, what we see with Apple and Bose, everything is up there now. So to have that option of split payments, we feel that we're right in the middle. So where the company could win, our founding investors can win, and we can all win together while still having those affordable options.
Very good. Anonymous says, how many have you sold thus far, and how long have you been selling?
Yes, so we've done 3 very, very small test runs of our pre-order. And we've done that because, again, when we market to a general population, you will be surprised how the messaging of that type of call to action or that marketing would be processed and acted upon almost instantly. With this community, we had to understand the culture. We had to understand the communication. And that's how you actually message and speak to someone who's in the deaf and hard of hearing community. And lastly, we wanted to win the trust of that community. So we've chose to only take a few samples as we're building our system to be able to test it out, to see what works, what doesn't work, how do we fine tune it. And now that we've discovered the way to be able to approach them, now we're going to flip the switch. And again, with our media activation, telling the story to the rest of the world, now we're going to be bringing in folks from the hearing world as well as the deaf and hard of hearing world to the same location. So to this date, we've driven up to 250 pre-orders thus far. And now we're going to start to drive, of course, and grow that and amplify that in a dynamic way.
Very good. And one of the places he dropped it first was in our community. We posted the pre-order link. I think it was right before the holidays.
Yes.
Yeah, right before the holidays, we posted it. And so hopefully some of you were able to get in on that opportunity as well. So you're one of those 250. So when Tim
Correct.
says he's an alumni, he's family. He's not even family,
Right, I'm family.
right? He's family.
Exactly. Yes.
Angela says, what you're doing sounds good. Excuse me. My
Thank
question is, how does it benefit the deaf community? I see a person who has minimal hearing loss, but what about cochlear implant recipients? Well, the one gentleman had a cochlear implant.
Yes.
Showed
Yes.
us the video.
Can I show you one quick last video? And
Absolutely.
this was all the influencers from, hold on, let me click back really quick. This was all the influencers, a compilation. Folks with, of course, hearing aids, folks with cochlear implants, and the way that it works, cochlear implants essentially functions the same way. They basically have the surgery where the speaker and the transmitter is sending sound directly into the cochlea using the sound that's picked up from the environment going through the bone into the cochlea. That's the same way our technology works with the 4 speakers. So just to showcase that really quick, I think it was right here. Check this out.
I feel all the vibration, man.
Now, look at that. This is dope, man. Look at that. Look at that. No, that's Jim. That's a Jim, bro. That's Jim. Wow. I don't even know. The fact that there's like no speakers on it or anything, it's not vibration. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Quality. The quality is beautiful.
Yeah. All the way.
Stop it. Wow, man. The guitar is just like... I can feel
So that is a illustration of how they're experiencing the sound. Again, the vibration is bypassing the outer ear where most of the challenges reside, and it's going directly into the inner ear. So it's something so simple, literally right beneath the nose of your Apples, your Microsofts, your Beats, your both. But because conventional headphones has been working for the last 100 years,
Nobody
why
thought
would
to
you
change it. Right. Nobody thought to change it.
Nobody thought to change it until now.
Wow. Bernard earlier said that he paid $6,000 for his hearing aids. And now he said, I want one now.
There we go. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Rain says, can you give us a demonstration of the app and how it works with the headphones?
Yes. So we don't have a beta interface yet, but we have a feature that will be integrated through our app. So one of the first things that you would do when you put the headphone on, you're going to go through a hearing test. And this is going to identify the different frequencies that you are, how can you say it, insufficient. So not every frequency can every human ear actually say, yes, 100% here at the vocals, at the highs, at the mids, at the lows. So it's going to identify those areas, and wherever you're deficient, it's going to basically enhance it. So you're going to have a custom experience to you. That's the difference. Where when you put on Beats and Bowls and you click play to that music, it's a standard experience. So that's how each of the 4 speakers, whether you want the sound of more vocals to come to the front, more bass to go to the back, all the sound to go to the left where you can have this ear open while you're at work, or all the sound to the right when you're doing school or whatever. That's how we're going to be able to control the app. So that's the first. Then you're going to have, of course, the different experiences that we're going to collaborate. And then when you go to Disney, you go to live sporting events, you go to golf out, whatever it is, Buffalo Wild Wings while you're watching the TVs, and now you can get TV7 stream right through your headphone while still communicating with your family and friends. That's all that we're bringing. All that we're bringing through our app.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Wow. And guys, think about this. Many of us got in 2021. What's the, you know, how much of a blessing is it to have Dome Audio do equity crowdfunding where the everyday person can get in on something that truly is a disruptor, right? We don't know how it's going to do financially, but what we know is this technology is already changing lives, and he only has prototypes, right?
That's right.
See the looks on those people's faces. Like,
Mm.
that's amazing. It's absolutely, disruptor is the right word to use.
Amen.
Absolutely. And they came, you know, they came here to this community, right? Just visited little old us, right? And now we have the opportunity to be a part of history. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Larry says, can they also be charged by USB? So we know we've got the charging case, but can USB charge as well?
Correct. You'll be able to charge on the go directly through USB right into the headphone. So you could be, you know, if you are in an airport in a certain area, or even at home and you want to charge it in the wall or your computer, you could do that. But the idea is that transducers use more battery power because it's more of a fidelity that you're receiving. And so that's why the concept of the charging case came into play, because it might have a smaller battery life or shorter battery life compared to conventional headphones, but we created a solution to be able to always have that charge on the go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. But the case we're getting with the first wave, that one's not a charging case, right?
Would be this. And
Okay.
I want to throw this out here before we have to jump, Tawana. This is trivia. I want to leave this for the family right here. So when you look at the name Dome, is there any other names that you see or words that you see in the name Dome? Type it in the chat. Hurry up. Type it in the chat.
I know what I see.
You know what you see? What you see, Tawana?
I see do me.
Do me. There it is. So just like Nike ID, somebody said it, there it is. So just like Nike ID, when you can go online and customize your own shoe, you'll now one day, as we roll out this, we have this pyramid approach where we're starting at the very top with the biggest brands in the world. And as we roll this thing out, you're going to start seeing people saying, man, I wish I could. They got the Louis Vuittons, the Jordans, the Supremes, the this, that, the other. I wish I could have my own pair of Dome covers. As we get to a million plus units in the world, that's when we're then going to drop the Do Me campaign. And that's where you can go online and customize your own pair of Dome covers unique to you. So the idea is you do you while I do me.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's get to some of these questions. Anonymous says, who are your top competitors?
So we see our top competitors. We feel that we're right in the gap in between all your conventional headphones and all your bone conduction headphones, because we offer a combination of both. So of course, Apple is at the top. Beats is starting to die off. Bose is a old historic brand. You know, I love Beats. You know, Bose, I had them all throughout my life, but we're breathing new life in this experience. So we don't feel like we're directly in competition with any of those brands. We feel like we have an opportunity right in the middle of both.
Very nice. And so Henry's question is, would you be able to do NFL covers, all the teams, right? You can put anything on that cover. Anything.
Oh, yes. Anything on that cover. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rain says the NFL fan base is one of the largest micro demographics in America. As a former NFL player, will you be able to leverage those relationships to license NFL teams, colors, and logos for fans to purchase?
So about 2 years ago, I was on LinkedIn. I locked in a meeting with Fanatics. So people don't know this, but Fanatics runs all the licensing and all the logos for all of the major sports: NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, even the college teams.
Wow.
Up there in the city, we sat down at the table, we showed them our dome covers, and they said, we've been looking for a headphone to be the official headphone of Fanatics. But since you showed us these dome covers, we can now monetize every licensed logo that we have. Think about it. Now they can do a campaign for the Eagles, for the Chiefs, for the Jets, for the Giants, for the Ravens, for the Yankees, for the Mets. And all we got to do is supply the technology and sit back and collect that licensing opportunity. And that's one company, one brand, one impact. And that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. So to your point, disruptor. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rejoice. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Rejoice says, how can you be connected to other countries in Africa? Oh, so Rejoice, you have some connections you want to connect Tim to. We can do it a couple of ways. You can put just to him in the chat your email.
Yes.
Or Rejoice, if you want to send me your information, I can send it over and connect the two of you via email.
Absolutely. No,
if you want to send it to me at trivers@the10kproject.com, then I can connect the two of you, because I'm going to connect him with Raymond also.
And we actually already have some inroads with the continent as well. I won't disclose too much, but it's a game changer relationship. However, with 54, 55 unique countries on the continent, they all have their own unique identity to their flag. Amazing. You talk about language translation and representation of their country within the continent of Africa. We already started discussing it. And the actual population size of deaf and hard of hearing. So those are three major solutions right there. Yes.
This might be my summer home somewhere.
Absolutely.
Eddie, I think I just made up my mind with what I was going to do.
Look, there we go, Tawanda. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Jesse said, brother Red 101 Red_107 years old and Sister Fletcher at 102 years old, Tulsa, Oklahoma survivors, just granted Ghanaian citizenship. Put the earphones on them and the game is put on another level.
Oh, okay.
In terms of global exposure. Oh, yes. Wow. Okay.
Listen, any information. Hey, Tawana, I actually wanted to share my email.
Let's do it.
Anyone, this is kind of how we're looking at the platform. So if anyone is considering a $250, perhaps up to $9,000 investment on the platform is perfect. But we do have the room to bring incentives and introduce incentives if anyone is interested in a 10K or more investment in Dome Audio, and they can reach out to me directly by my email. So my email is tim.wright@domeaudioinc.com. tim.wright@domeaudioinc.com. So again, if anyone, if you want to share, if anyone has any connections, of course, if you want to share, those to me and we can talk offline. But if anyone is definitely interested in a larger, more substantial investment, we have the ability to create a win-win, and we have more flexibility from that standpoint. But of course, the platform is very convenient. We've been at it. We've driven it from a very small amount all the way up to where we are now. So thank you so much. It's with a W. I just saw somebody put that in the chat.
Yeah, it's WIGHT.
Yep.
Oh, but our admin put it in. Perfect.
Thank you. Oh, okay, perfect.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
So
Yes.
Rejoice, you have it right there. You can just send him an email with the connections. And Raymond, the same thing. Go ahead and capture that.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. Donna says on the pre-order page, there wasn't a place to make installment payments as a choice.
So, okay, yes. So here's what you have to do. So essentially, once you click pre-order, it's going to take you to the next page, and that's where you select Klarna. Yes. Yep. So if you go, you want me to share it, or do you want to share it?
I can do it because you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can. Yep, perfect.
Okay.
So if you go up,
So go up. Why can't I go up?
is it let me see. Is it stuck?
Yeah, it's stuck for me.
Let me see. Want me to do it on my end?
Yeah, go ahead and do it on your
Okay.
end.
All
Okay.
right, 1 second. Hold on. All right, so let me share it. Boom. All right, when you click this and you go to add cart, you go to, can everyone see this? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
when you go to pre-order now, this window opens up here. You put your information in and you click, see, I would have to put all of this information in, but when
But
you
we don't
click,
see when you hit pre-order, we don't see what popped up.
oh, you didn't see that. Oh, I see what you're saying because let me see.
But there's a box that should pop up there and that's where you put the information at?
It's a box that pops up there and you enter in it asks you for your email, your first last name, your shipping address. You
Okay.
click continue to shipping, and that's where you click the option Klarna. And
Okay.
that's where so Klarna is a separate software and portal that you basically just have to create a profile on Klarna, and then you could choose whether you want to do a split in 4, paying 6 months, paying 12 months. That's how you do it. So
What
Klarna
kind
is,
of comes up with the payment methods? Is
yes,
that what it
yes,
shows?
yes,
Okay.
yep. You select whether you want to do credit card, debit card, those options, and then Klarna is right there. Yep.
Very good.
Yes.
So my sister said something. What did my sister say? My sister said she's been trying to pre-order. It won't let it go through.
It didn't let it go through.
Yeah, she said it won't let us pre-order. I've been trying for 40 minutes with the link.
Really? Okay, when we hop off here, I'm gonna jump on there to see what the issue is. It should be, seamless and straightforward. So sorry about that, but I'll
We'll
check that and
get
make
you
sure.
straight,
Yeah,
Jeanette.
absolutely,
straight.
absolutely. Thanks for letting me know.
All right.
Absolutely.
Patrice, we want to go over the patents again. Looks like Jesse and Patrice are both asking the same question about
Okay, the
some
patents. Okay, yes. So again, we have 4 design patents. One of the patents is on a crescent-shaped design. And of course, that's where the 4 speakers was housed. So that's a big protector right there for Dome Audio, because there's no other way where you can put speakers to drive the type of fidelity that we have and have the design to actually enclose our dome cover, to use our dome cover. So this is what separated the game. My partner, he first heard these headphones, which only has 2 speakers. These are conventional bone conduction headphones. When he put it on, he immediately identified the lack of fidelity. And that's where he said, as a musician, songwriter, producer, I want to make this technology better. So he said, if you added 2 more speakers, it's going to double the fidelity. And that's when he then placed this same headphone behind his ears. And that's where the light bulb went off. But then he said, there's times when you don't want to hear the outside world, because when you buy conventional bone conduction, you always will hear the world around you. That's the difference between conventional headphones that block you out and open ear headphones that you can hear. So that's when he came up with the world's first open and closed ear bone conduction headphones. So you got the option to have both. So it's on a crescent shaped design, the design that wraps behind the head instead of over the top of the head. We have the dome cover itself is its own patent. And then we have the actual design that is a full shaped circle that's going to mitigate any conventional headphone that's air conduction from actually hopping into the interchangeable element of our experience.
Very, very good.
Yes.
Wonderful. This is all wonderful stuff. Any final questions for Tim? Please put them in the Q&A.
Yes.
This is amazing technology. Absolutely amazing technology. Anonymous says, you mentioned 250 were sold via small drops. How many pre-orders do you have to date? Trying to understand the demand.
Yes. So that the total is 250 units actually pre-ordered. And we've done that over a collection of 3 different drops. And again, we've taken a small sample of the audience just to start marketing some messaging to see how the response is, where we need to make tweaks with the communication before we start to actually put big dollars into marketing. And so now that we have that, and of course, what we've been able to do with the impact by demonstrating it is now garnered the intention of, again, from the ENT networks, from the audiology networks, from the various deaf institutions and the organizations. And they want to come together and partner with Dome. And that's how we're going to be able to reach our end consumer in a much larger way. So that's what we've been able. It's been all strategic. We didn't want to overwhelm the actual, where we are to be able to maintain the length of time that we have. So that's why we wanted to spread this out, provide payment options, and give people the ability to start to notice and be aware of Dome. So that's what we're doing now, telling that story and having that option open.
Very good. And Talisha, our admin, was so kind to try to duplicate the error. She's a techie. So,
Yes.
that was gonna bother her if she didn't duplicate that error. So she figured out where your issue is.
Yes. What's that? Let us know.
It's a shipping address error. It says this order can't be shipped to the address you entered. Review your address to review that all fields have been entered correctly and try again. So
Okay.
there could be something on the back end with that if people if they absolutely are putting their address in properly.
Yes, what it is. It's just your whatever it is, you don't have it connected to the live address field. So you're going to pull that error up. So it truly is a technical error on your back end.
Okay. Thank you so much for that update. Yes,
You're
we'll
welcome.
get that corrected. Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Bernard, we figured it out. Good. Thank you, Bernard. Patrice says there wasn't a utility way to patent. Seems a tweak in the design will be the get around for Dome competitors. Oh, so utility patents, right? So without a utility patent, and it's just a design patent, right? That someone else can come and tweak it. What is it? 20% they can tweak it, and then they can get a new patent. I think that's what Patrice is referring to.
Yes, no, great point, Patrice. So here's the blessing and the interesting dynamic of our patents when it comes to our design, because the human anatomy, the ear, the 2 bones that rest on the front and the back, which provides the fidelity in the experience. There's no other way to design around our design to place those speakers on these 2 bones, which is only right here. So the utility is the way something works on the inside of the design, where the design is what you see that's visible. But when your design is actually impacting the utility and the functionality, that's where we crack the code with it. So our utility patent is actually under review. So we are going to have utility patents as well. But the design is the element that, for our case, is one that's really special and wrapped in one with, with the actual design that we have. Yes.
Wow. All right. Very good clarifying point. Very good clarifying point. Raymond says, as a college professor, have you decided to market to the college deaf and hard of hearing community? So I think what Raymond is referring to is there is that same demographic exists in all colleges and universities, right? Not just in your hard of hearing specific schools.
Correct.
Do you do anything to market to them?
Oh, yes. So we very early on, because as you said in the beginning, Tawana, I'm a Rutgers grad. So we had got the Rutgers license, and we just had it in our pocket just to say we got it. And essentially, though, because we have this broadcasting feature with our app and our headphones, that's where a professor could wear the headphone. There could be a couple hundred students in the auditorium, and they can now seamlessly hear that professor without him yelling, without them missing information. And of course, they can be doing what they need to do while being connected to them. But there's specific universities around the country that are all deaf and hard of hearing. For example, Gallaudet University. So when the president invited us down there, that entire community of 2,000 students are deaf and hard of hearing. We're looking at doing a partnership with Gallaudet, where, for example, every incoming freshman class, they will be provided a Dome headphone with the Gallaudet covers, that whole experience, and now is going to enhance their ability to learn. So we saw, like, literally this, we got invited in November of 21. Tim Cook from Apple was invited to Gallaudet from the president to be their commencement speaker in May of 22. When we saw that, we literally was like, oh my goodness, that acquisition is literally in our backyard now, because check this out. Apple is directly partnered with Gallaudet, providing them MacBooks and iPads, but they don't have an answer to sound. And so when this partnership and then this engagement, we already got all the students on campus ready to beat the door down, because they got the cool element, the utility, the functionality, the whole nine. But imagine now when in a few months, when you got students walking around campus and Tim Cook or his executive staff is walking around with the president and they see all these headphones and they say, President Cordano, what's that? And they'd be like, oh, you didn't know? That's Dome headphone. Oh, we need them at the table right now. That's what's going to happen. So literally, we identified all of these major companies pouring into disability, to inclusion, and already having these existing partnerships that most of the common world doesn't know about. So that's why we're planting our flag in this space.
Wonderful. Very good. Raymond said he's connected with many colleges in their disability support service. So Raymond, you've got Tim's information in the chat.
Please reach out to me,
Please
Raymond.
reach
Let's
out.
do this.
Yeah, please reach out to
this.
him. Very,
Yes.
very good. And
Let's
Bernard, Talisha's going to probably post it on the Facebook page when the issue is resolved. So you will not get an email if you don't see the post. We've got the Dome One, right? It was Dome One Sound, was DomeOneSound.com. So you can keep trying it also, right?
Yeah, and
we'll
as soon as
post
we hop
something.
off, we'll get it. We'll get it together. Thank you. Thank you for letting me
So
know.
if Tim's going to work on it when he gets
Yep.
off, it'll probably be ready in the morning. We'll
Yep.
check it in the morning. We'll post that it's ready, and you guys can see the post in there.
Absolutely.
Just didn't want him to wait for an email, because we're not going to send us a special email, but we'll post it in the site, in the Facebook group.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Bernard.
All right, guys, I'm going to give my final words and then I'm going to turn it over to Tim. First of all, again, to Tim, thank you for coming back to us again. We appreciate you. We appreciate the time that you and Ben took to create such an amazing product, and then to decide to raise capital in this way, right? You could have gone the VC route. You could have got those millions of dollars infused into your campaign, right? Early on. But we're really, really glad that you chose to come to the everyday people and give us a chance to get in on something as disruptive and as innovative as this, and as life-changing as this. To see some of the smiles on the faces of the people putting on those headphones, for me, was a joy. I mentioned my sister is in here. My sister, her oldest son was hearing impaired. He's passed away now, and he loved music. He could dance his ass off, right? Loved music. I can't help but think what he would have experienced had he been able to hear sound the way you're sharing sound with people. Wow. And so from my family to what you guys are doing at the Dome Audio family, I say thank you, because I know the challenge of the hearing impaired, right? And so the lives that you're impacting, that's more meaningful than anything else, right? Anything else. And the fact that this amazing design was intended for one thing, but it's getting ready to do, in addition to what it was intended for, it's getting ready to do something completely different. And the two together make you this powerhouse, right? That doesn't happen every day, right? And so thank you for taking this mission to the end. The Forbes magazine, that article, that's the beginning of the beginning, right? That's the beginning of the beginning. It is going to be bigger than that. Soon we're going to see, right? Super Bowl Sunday is coming. One day we're going to see Dome Audio commercials in the commercials, and we're going to be like, what?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So excited. Thank you so much to the community. you understand the assignment. This one is kind of easy, right? You understand the assignment. We've been blessed with an opportunity. Do your due diligence. I am nobody's financial advisor. I do not play one on TV, right? Do your due diligence. But before you do anything else, please share this campaign. There are 20 days left, right? If anything you heard here resonates with you, if you also believe this is a disruptor, if you also believe this innovation is unheard of, please share this with your family and friends, right? Because if this is as life-changing as many believe, and as Tim and his business partner believe, don't we want to take everybody we know on this journey with us? Don't we want all our people to win, right? We want every single person we love to be in on this. Yeah. And so please share this campaign link with everyone that you know, so that there can be more eyes on this campaign in the last 20 days, and give people the opportunity to get in on the ground floor of something very, very innovative. And so that's the assignment, that's the ask, that's the call to action, right? And we hope that you feel as fondly about this campaign as we do, that you would be more than happy to share that on all of your socials, email it out to your friends, call somebody right now and be like, yo, you got to check this out, right? Yeah. You can follow Tim and Dome Audio on IG, watch some of those videos, and even show your family and your friends some of those videos to help them understand exactly the impact that this could be making. I see one more question in the Q&A before Michael Jackson. Oh, I love that name. Michael Jackson, right. Great presentation, Tim. Love the product and your energy.
Thank you so
much. Very, very good. Tim, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother, to close us out.
Yes, no, thank you so much, Tawana. Thank you to everyone that's a part of the 10K project that spent the time tonight to listen to me and this opportunity. From day one, when we chose impact over volume, we had literally the intention and a purpose to drive and create generational wealth. We looked at all the different case studies out there, and the closest one that hit home is Beats. Beats went the route, and of course, yes, Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, yes, they had millions of dollars already, and they kept a small circle, a network of investors that they brought on board, but they didn't have the opportunity to create millionaires in their community. And they went on to create an amazing brand. They didn't have any proprietary technology. They didn't have any IP, and they got acquired for $3.3 billion for just another headphone. We have an opportunity today to write a new chapter in the headphone industry. And we're going to do it with our people, with our community, and we want to reach down and bring people on board and allow them to drive and create generational wealth for them and their family. And so I thank you for this opportunity, this platform. You guys are beautiful people. It's Black History Month. We are making history. And I just want to thank you again for everything that you've done, Tawana, this amazing platform that you've built. And anybody that's watching, that's presenting in the future, or anybody that you want to share this with, of course, that's presenting in the future, do it, join it, be a part of it. Let's do this together. The 10K project, Bet on Black. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you, Tim.
appreciate it.
We appreciate you, brother. Congratulations in advance.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
Peace and blessings.
Thank you so much. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have
Good
a great
night.
February. Take care.